Welcome back to the channel. As promised in my last Whiskey Wednesday, I thought I would do a video. Here we are in the studio. Backdrop, the Whiskey Wednesday backdrop, which is so cool. Got the lighting a little bit different in here today for this one. But I said in my Whiskey Wednesday that I would, from a post I put in my community channel, what would you like to know about CPM, and asked me some questions, and I said I would do a video answering those questions that I've been given. So here it is, and we'll start with the first one. This is from Gandalf Starman. Gandalf, thank you very much. This is, I mean, they're really cool questions. I've really got to think about it, but I haven't really thought about it too much. This is just purely on the hop, as I like to do it. Anyway, on there's hello CPM, 2 questions really. You seem like a very measured, calm and thoughtful bloke. Wicked. Thanks, dude. That's really cool. That's so cool that's if that's how I come across. That's me really. Have you always been that way? And if so, who in your family did you inherit these traits from? Wow, what a cool question, Gandalf. Have I always been this way? Oh, be interesting if my wife was answering these. I think pretty much. I think as a rule, I've been pretty calm across my life. I can be quite reserved sometimes. I've been very reserved at some points in my life. But I think over time, I've probably learned to be a little bit more calmer, because whilst you're calm, if you can be calm, and I do struggle with it sometimes in certain situations, I personally have a tendency to be able to observe a lot of what's going on and try to make better judgment. So I would say, yeah, probably most of my life I've been like that, which is pretty good. Measured, whew, again, I think that comes with, I think as I've got older in my life, things change, and you just change. You do change as you get older. I think hopefully you become a little bit more wiser. You use all your experiences that you've been through in life to try and not make those mistakes again, and just try and improve all the time. I'm constantly always trying to improve, to be a better husband, a better father, a better human being, try to be a better plumbing and heating engineer, try to be better at this. You know, that's what I strive for, and the underrooting part of that is to try and be consistent, try to be honest, you know, and keep some sincerity about yourself more than anything. I think that's the only way that you can try and hopefully people will trust you, and they you know, that's important in life. So yeah, maybe I haven't always been like that, but I think over time, I think it's always been in me, but it's just, you know, through the ups and downs of life that we have, which I have had many, just like probably most of us. I've just tried to improve that, and hopefully that's made me the person I am today. Wish my wife was watching this. Bless her. And the second part, so, who in your family do you think these traits from? That's really cool. I think I won't go into the boring history of my life. Maybe I could do that on a video if someone wants to do that with me. That's cool. Don't mind talking about my my life. It's fine. But my mother, bless her, when she was here, has always had a calming influence on me. Always got me to think from a quiet perspective. So maybe, yeah, I got that from her. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. And I've always been attracted. When I say attracted, I don't mean sexually or anything, but attracted to people of a similar type of nature. People that are calm, because I can learn stuff from them. But albeit I do. Don't get me wrong. If you knew my history, I've been around some very uncalm people as well. So, but which is equally just as good. But as a rule, probably most of my life, I've always been attracted to the calmer people in life. But I think my mum's had a quite a big bearing, especially with my upbringing, so on me. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully that answers your that part of the question. And the second bit was, if you could travel back in time and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be? Wow, that's such a deep question. What would it be? What would it be? Probably, if you could, if it's possible in those early years, was to recognise the type of stuff that bothers you and address it as a young age as you can, and try and address it in a professional way, or address it, because if you do not address anything that you should address but you don't address, trust me, probably it will eat away at you for the rest of your life, unless you do address it, and unless you do go down those lines. So that's probably the biggest thing I would tell my 18-year-old self. Other than that, there's lots of stuff I've learned about finance and relationships and just general life, really. But the most important thing is I always live by love is king, and treat everyone how you want to be treated yourself. Try and live your day, live your life the best possible. What feels good to you, and seek that. Seek what feels good to you, and don't lie to yourself. Don't. I know it's hard, but don't. I would say definitely address the issues that may be worrying you in life, or you're not sure about life. Learn about those and address them. And I think that would, the more you can go through your younger life without too much shit, noise and distraction in your mind, then the more you're open to observation and taking opportunities that hopefully do you good and do others good around you. So yeah, that's the greatest way I want to explain that one. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully. I can't think of anything else. There's the obvious stuff, save your money, spend it wisely, find a mentor. If you haven't got a mentor, especially if you're male, and you haven't grown up with a male influence in your life, find one, find a good one, and learn from them. So you get those ethics, those good core instinct male ethics inbred into you at an early age, and keep you in check, really, to be honest. That's what I would tell my 18-year-old self more as well, to be honest, because I didn't have that, unfortunately, but I've managed, and it's been okay. But I've realised it later on in life how important it was, especially with having children of my own, and sons especially. So yeah, hopefully that answers your very great deep question which no doubt a lot of us probably ask ourselves. So yeah, I like that one. That was really cool indeed. Okay, question number 2. This one is from Jim, the guy that sent me this this lovely piece of silver from Australia. Bless him. Like Gandalf, always contributing to my channel, which I always appreciate, really appreciate, and it's so nice that people ask me these things, because I presume they've got a general interest in it. Anyway, Jim says, hi CPM, have you had a chance to travel much? What is the most interesting place in the world you have visited or would be on your bucket list to visit? What would attract you to this place? And the most, i.e. the history, the beauty, family, entertainment, etc. Wow, just really good questions, because they're really good thinking questions. So we'll look at that. Put my glasses on. Have you had a chance to travel much? The answer to that bit is yeah, I've been fortunate. I've on and off through at different stages of my life, I was given opportunity and took opportunity to travel, not only in the UK, because the UK, for people outside the UK is a wonderfully beautiful place. Stacks of history if you're into history, but we're very fortunate to have a long history, and there's some incredible, if you're into nature, if you like walking, if you like the outside, the countryside in the UK, in Scotland, Wales, England, and in Ireland, Northern Ireland is the UK, but Ireland, I'm going to call Southern Ireland a part of it, not in a controversial way, but it's on my doorstep. It is stunningly gorgeous. Some of the coastlines are to die for. I've spent many a time down in the southwest of England, places like mainly Devon, Cornwall. Stunning. I've been very fortunate to be to have gone to Southern Ireland. Stunning, absolutely stunning. Isle of Man, Isle of Wight, I've been to both. I have been to up north, I've been to Scotland, I've been to Wales, parts of the east coast of the UK, and I'm in the UK. The things that really attract me, if I go away anywhere, which is sort of comes into the second part, what attracts me to these places is probably I love the beauty and the freedom of the countryside, especially the coast. I've got a lot of memories from the coast as a kid, obviously, and from doing photography. It's the Lake District, parts of the Peak District in the UK. They are stunning places, and if you want to go for a little bit of a busy place, there's plenty of cities that you can visit, and obviously London's got a lot of historical history behind it, but you don't have to go. There's places like Bath, there's York, Manchester's quite cool, Liverpool's quite cool as well. I did get I've been to Newcastle, Loch Lomond up in Scotland, Oban up in Scotland. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing, and there's so much more I haven't seen. So I love the travelling around the UK, because obviously it's a bit easier to travel around rather than the flaff of going abroad. And if you get the weather, it's really cool. I have been to Canada, America, oh, Norway, Denmark, Portugal, Spain, Greece, Greek islands, Canary Islands. Yeah, I've been really fortunate actually, thinking about it. Crikey. Over the years, we're off on a very nice holiday a bit later on this year. Me and my wife, which we're very much looking forward to. So yeah, I've been very fortunate, Jim. If I'm brutally honest, so it's just what would attract you. Oh, right, okay. Or would be in my bucket list. Well, probably bucket list. I'd love to go back to Canada and explore Canada a little bit more because I just think it's a nature's paradise. Those parts of America I'd love to because America's so big. But to be fair, I would, if I ever can have the opportunity to be in a natural surrounding safari type holiday, obviously in South Africa, just to witness what it's like while we still can before it's totally destroyed, possibly to see wildlife the way it really should be. That would be a massive bucket list travel for me personally, if that can happen. There's parts of the Far East I'd love to go to the Himalayas and look at the historical spiritual side of Tibet and places like that. I'd love to go to parts of Alaska and see the humpback whales in the wild when they're up around the islands up there. I think they go there to breed, I'm not sure, but to experience that, experience freedom. Freedom in nature is a massive thing for me. So yeah, I could probably, the more I think about it, I've probably got loads of bucket lists to be fair. And what would attract you to these places? It's more, for me, it's more, I get my, where you put history, beauty, family, entertainment, etc. I get my entertainment from going on nice walks sometimes, maybe being around places where you can experience the local culture. That's really cool. I'm not adverse to being on my own for periods of time because I like that with my photography. Bit of history, yeah, it doesn't overly do it for me. It's more nature, being at one with nature and just experience the raw power of it all really, just to keep me grounded really as a human being. So yeah, that's the answer to that. Hopefully that answers that question. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, out of all of those, the most interesting place I've ever been to regarding all of that was probably Canada, I would say. Yeah, to experience the Niagara Falls, but just the raw wildness of Canada was just amazing, absolutely amazing. I've never forgot it. Ever, really, to be honest. And a long time ago, another amazing experience that I've never forgot was when we went to Norway on a cruise many years ago. I was quite young actually, and that was the experience of the ship going down the fjords, because the fjords are really deep, and it's sort of, you got land really close either side, and that was an amazing experience, to be honest, to witness. Yeah, that's always stuck in my mind as well. So yeah, really cool, and hopefully I'll get to experience some more things going forward with any luck. So hopefully that answers that. Which brings me on to the next question, which was from Every Cloud. Every Cloud has been watching my channel for a long, long time now, and he always comments. We have quite a nice sort of cross messaging between us both. He's asked me a really deep question, and he said, if you were granted the power to gain just one piece of knowledge from 10 years into the future, what would it be and why? And he's put in brackets, related to any topics mentioned on your channel. Wow. Wow. Let me just read that again. If you were granted the power to gain just one piece of knowledge from 10 years into the future, what would it be and why? Wow. I love these questions. I really do, because so much goes through your mind. So come on, CPM. Work that one out. 10 years into the future. A piece of knowledge. Well, I suppose the obvious that really comes to mind, but I haven't spoken to about on my channel, I don't think, and that's, if we haven't blown ourselves away, really, that one, we still exist, which would be kind of cool. That's quite an obvious one. But getting back to my channel, which is predominantly I've ever spoken about, really, and that's down the finance route, isn't it? And as you all know, I talk about Bitcoin, gold and silver, don't I? And the ups and downs of my journey on it. And then we get on to a few things that bother me. We've got a bit philosophical over stuff, we've got a bit deep over stuff, and now I'm going to start another channel, and that's going to take it a little bit more out there with that sort of thinking. But I think generally, in 10 years' time, from a selfish, stupid, monetary point of view, it would be kind of nice to know that, pardon me, that a more fairer monetary system is in place, hopefully, because that's why I do what I do, and hopefully primarily I hope I've made the right choices, not only for myself and my wife to maybe enjoy in the next 10 years, 20 years, if I'm still here, but to hopefully make a difference to my children and my grandchildren, and that's really important, obviously. But it'd be kind of it'd be kind of nice to think that with all the effort of what we all do as stackers and collectors, whether you're into crypto or not, or any type of investments, that our time and energy has been transferred into some sort of wealth that holds up in time. So it'd be really cool to know that fiat currencies collapsed, which it probably hasn't. But if it hasn't, then probably it'd be nice to know where that is now. Are we in this big digital age now? Has that happened? Where are we? 24. So we're looking at 34, aren't we? In 2034. There's a good chance that a new system will be in. It'd be nice to see how that played out. How relevant it is. Did they ever get away from the failure and the corruptness and the downright manipulated, keep the poor fiat currency? Did they learn the lessons from that? Did we as humans learn our lessons from that? Have we gone back to a more fairer standard within our monetary system to hopefully help us all to try and have a more equal, balanced lifestyle, really, because at the end of the day, all we want is to hopefully be healthy, make sure that we've got a roof over our heads and we can enjoy the comforts of other people's creativity and innovation. That hopefully that's helped us have a fairly good quality of life. So it's all those things, really. It'd be damn interesting to see if we've learnt our lessons, see what's, hopefully come of all that, and with any luck I've covered my bases and managed to protect what I've done up to now and doing now, and it will have some sort of value in 10 years time for myself and my family and my family's family and the generations to follow, to benefit from that. That would be a lovely bit of knowledge to know in 10 years time. It's funny, it's really funny actually, every cloud, because we'd all have a crystal ball. There's plenty of people that pretend to have crystal balls. Maybe some people will have, I have no idea. But as a rule, I haven't seen anyone. I've seen a few people with crystal balls. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how legit they were. But it's really interesting, because I think at some point we have to have a lot of faith in what we're doing, and that can be really difficult at different times in our life. And if you can try and carry that faith and integrity for most of your life, then and not be distracted by greed, ego. Well, that's also hard to do in a Western world anyway, because that's the way they program us to be, right from an early age. But if we can have that opportunity and try and be aware and step out of that day-to-day grind bollocks, then maybe you can just have a little bit of faith and make those right decisions, meet some people that are sincere. There's a challenge there for all of us. Meet people that you can trust, meet a system that you can trust, and I think that's all becoming very, very highlighted and very, very difficult. But I think over the next couple of years, many people will want that more and more and more. And whether you see that in gold, silver, Bitcoin, all three, or anything else, it's important to learn and understand about it, really. But yeah, definitely that 10 years down the line, yeah, I'd like to know, have we learnt any lessons? Have we? As humanity in the Western world or the Eastern world, have we learnt any lessons whatsoever? What system is in place? And was I lucky enough and fortunate enough to do everything I could to hold some value in a new system that's in place, or going through being in places, because I'm sure something's got to happen at some point. So probably really boring, isn't it, these answers, but I think there's some wisdom in there. I haven't got a magic wand. I'd love that magic wand. You've just given me the magic wand with my imagination, but wholeheartedly, every cloud, that's the knowledge I would like to know if I had that opportunity, if I was granted that opportunity. Other than that, it's got to be deep heart thinking, faith, loyalty in yourself, and you can try and hopefully manage your risk, understand every thought case or every kind of case scenario that could happen, and try and manage yourself around that with any luck. Yeah. Hopefully that answers that question. Right, next question was from 365. Now, I answered his question in just the recent Whiskey Wednesday that just went. So if anyone wants to listen to that. That's in the latest Whiskey Wednesday that I did. I think it's the 25th. The 25th. Yeah, 25th of May. I'm sure it's 25th. Anyway, it's the most recent one. Following, before this video. So I answered that one, but I'll quickly read it out. It says, have you added any other crypto besides BTC, Bitcoin, to your portfolio? If not, do you think you ever will? And I did answer that quite clearly in that Whiskey Wednesday. Then we had Wizzy Wizard asked me 2 questions. How are the foxes? And I said about that in the Whiskey Wednesday as well. I did manage to get some video footage, and I posted that and dedicated that to him and Campbell Finance as well. But yeah, they're doing good. They're doing really good. Although we seem to have a little rogue fox in the garden recently, which was quite interesting. But with any luck, we might get some cubs soon. But he did the other one was quite to the point. It says, "What you want for the future? What you want for the future, Wizzy Wizard?" What I want for the future, this is great because you this is where you can just use your imagination, dream, and do whatever. But I'll answer it sincerely, and it's pretty much along the lines of what I said about to the response to every cloud. I would genuinely would love to live in a world that was a little bit more equal and less stressful than what it is now. I would like my family to have the opportunities that I've had, my sons and daughters and grandchildren. That would be really cool. I would like us all to be healthy. Magic Wand stuff, Magic Wand, because no one knows around the corner. But this is what I want. From a material point of view, I am blessed. I could rattle off that I want 10 cars, a bigger house, holiday every other week, the most expensive this and the most expensive that. I've gone, unfortunately, probably gone through that stage of my life, and I'm very happy where I'm living. I'm very happy that all my immediate family are healthy. I'm fortunate enough to, have my toe dipped in the pond of precious metals, investments. I'm very fortunate there. I suppose what I would like, I'm really enjoying my YouTube journey, to be fair. I'd like to, what do I want in the future with that? That's a great thing. I hope and I would like to have a more bigger, hopefully nicer influence on social media through whatever channels or I will have the privilege of using, to try and help as many people as I can, basically within the constraints of what I can do. And if I can achieve that, then I've probably achieved my purpose in life, and I'll be very happy indeed with that. Playing, don't get me wrong, if money wasn't an issue, then there's definitely, I'd like to travel a bit more. I would like my wife not to be working as hard as what she is. I'd love to make my kids' life easier, but I don't believe in that, even if I could. From a financial point of view, I suppose it sounds a bit cliche and it's a bit, who do you think you are? But I suppose if you look at it technically, I'd love to be able to leave a legacy of being able to manage to help as many people and have a positive influence on their life. I'll be very fulfilled with that. That's what I'd really want. I try to do it now. I suppose I'm getting that in a way. So from a material point of view, yeah, it's really cool to buy a nice watch here and there and make you feel good, or buy some nice bits of shiny that makes you feel good. But for me, it's like a temporary feel good. It's not a permanent feel good. Permanent feel good is when I'm playing with my grandson in the garden, when I'm seeing my children doing okay and they're healthy, you know. Yeah, it's weird. It's really funny because obviously when I was younger, you always used to, what would you do if you won the lottery? If you won the pools. It's an old lottery thing from years ago. Spot the ball for the older members of the audience, and the football balls, obviously. Yeah, what would you do? What would you do if you robbed the bank? Not rob the bank. It's not a good idea. And you had all this money, and yeah, you'd rattle off all sorts of crazy stuff. Because the nice thing about where we live and is, I know it's a massive consumerized world that we live around, and that's what we do basically, jump on the hamster wheel to go out and earn money and then consume. But the nice thing about that is there's some great innovative ways of using and being a consumer. You know, if you like golf, there's great things to spend your money on golf, on hobbies and fishing and photography and this stuff. And you know, most men are great at wanting to have gadgets, and you know, there's so many things out there being produced in a good economy where we live in that lovely money bubble. You can enjoy all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we're quite lucky, quite fortunate. I've lived through the mobile phones, the internet. It's all crazy cool stuff, you know. Cars, oh, Jesus. When I think back at the you know, some of the first cars I purchased when I was 17, a bit younger, motorbikes, and you look at today, they're just like, what, just a different planet, you know. So yeah, if you're into all that and you like to consume and you're quite sensible about it, there's some wonderful stuff. But that doesn't drive me anymore. What drives me is just, I suppose what I was saying earlier, really, just helping people, try and help as many people, help my family, be as good a dad as I can, be as good as a husband as I can. A bit cliche, but I think that's what happens when you get a bit older, to be fair. And also enjoy myself as much as I can, have an interest, keep healthy. That's really important. That's what I want. Keep striving to be healthy, and you know, because with your health, you know, you can do so many things which don't cost you money either. So there you go, Wizzy Wizard. That's probably a boring answer. Well, I've got a nice place. I'm lucky. I've got a nice car. Got, you know, a good job. And all those material things, you know. Yeah, it's. I love these questions because it really makes you sit there and think. You ask my wife, maybe get a totally different answer. But that's the beauty of it all, really, more than anything. So there you go. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Gandalf, Jim, Every Cloud, 365, and Wizzy Wizard. I love that name. It's so cool. So there you go. There's some answers to some questions. Anyone else want to ask me stuff? Go ahead. It's yeah. Challenge me thinking. That's good. That's healthy for me and my mind. Challenge my thinking. I'll always be honest with what I say. And if I'm not, call me out on it. Or there's a damn good reason, but I will say. If I don't want to answer a question, I will say why. It's as simple as that. Anyway, thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this sort of setup. And this is what I love about, you know, to try and do that video, just looking at my hands, I just would struggle with. I would struggle being sincere about it, because you know, you got the visual of me, you know, actually thinking about what I'm doing, you know, by looking around and thinking about it. So it's good. Hopefully it's good. Anyway, take good care. See you later. Bye.